Hey everyone, it's Lainey. Welcome back. It is time to start crafting for Valentine's. In this video, I am using Dollar Tree blanks for home decor. And the first cute craft is this really nice mug that's obviously from Dollar Tree. But when I found it, when I saw it, I just had to get it. It reminds me of Harry Potter. I don't really know why exactly, but I just love this mug, and I thought it would be really cute too. I guess it's actually more of a teacup, and I thought it would be really cute to add teacups to the teacup, and I have little hearts in them as well. So what I did was I searched through mugs first through Cricut Design Space, and then I was realizing that it's actually a teacup. Sorry if you hear extra noise in the background. There's neighbors working outside. But then I typed in teacup, and I found one that resembled this cup here, and then looked through the images for a heart, found the heart that I liked, and used the slice tool to create this little design here. But I thought it was fitting for Valentine's Day because we added the little hearts, and I just really love this. It's just super cute. Alrighty, so I initially was thinking that I cut out 7 mugs, and I was originally thinking that I would just kind of place them sporadically around the mug. But then when I was bringing this out to craft, I was wondering if maybe I should just do a stripe across the center. So I think that's what I'm going to do. First, I need to prep my surface so the vinyl sticks down well, because this is obviously going to interact with water and soap in the sink. So we need to make sure that our surface is very, very clean to allow that vinyl to cure and stick for a substantial amount of time. So just taking some rubbing alcohol here and cleaning the surface. And let me fold this over and just continue to clean a bit. Okay, and we have our designs. Let me get some transfer tape. I'm going to cut off just a little bit here. I'm just going to cut across the entire piece because this is kind of offset, and I think I'm just going to use a square of this and just continue to use that same transfer tape for each little piece. So let's see how that works. Taking my weeding tool to help lift up that transfer tape, and let's just start with this one over here, and I'm going to come in with my scraper and just varnish that down. This is a light to medium tack transfer tape, and I have this out because I'm going to be doing some paper crafts today, so this should suffice for this craft, but I need it for other crafts. So let me think. I think I just really want to have it go along. Man, now I'm second guessing myself. Okay, so what I'm going to do is try to get this aligned with the handle facing me, and let's just go with my first or second choice, I guess, because I keep going back to that. And let's see. And I am using Tech Wrap vinyl today. It is the matte, and yeah, I think I'm just going to go around and try to keep it in a straight line. We'll see how well I do with that. You know, I guess I don't necessarily need to use the transfer tape. I could just use my fingers. So let's see. Oh man, yeah, I'm not going to be able to get it in a straight line. I just know that I'm not. So I'm just going to randomly put them on here, and I think I'm just going to use my finger. Okay, let's turn it around. My hands are washed and I don't have any lotion or anything on my hands, so the oils, there aren't too many oils that are transferring over to this vinyl. I just wanted to notate that because I am using my fingers. My hands are very, very dry right now. They're actually kind of hurting, but I'm crafting, so I did not want to put on any lotion. Okay. We've got 2 more. We might not have to use the last one. Yeah, I think that that's it. Alrighty, so this is the final craft. You could definitely play with multiple colors of vinyl if you wanted to, but I really just wanted to keep this white because it is a clear glass. I just really like how that looks. I had the tissue paper in there for you to see it better, but I think it looks really, really nice just as so. All right, so our first craft is done. We do have some paper crafts. I need to turn on my hot glue gun and let this start heating up. Let me clean this surface and then I'll bring in the second craft. All right, for the second craft, I have this 12-inch plaque here that I just added some chalk paint to, and I think that there's 2 layers of chalk paint on that, and I'm using Tech Wrap black vinyl here. And once more, it is in a matte. And I really like using these signs in the living room on our entertainment center because it's not too big. It doesn't interfere with the TV because it's not too tall, but it just adds a little something to that area that I can change seasonally so I don't get bored. So I'm just going to weed this out, and it's coming together, you can say, to my heart. And I thought it would be different to incorporate these little keys here that I found. They're wood cutouts, and it's going to say key to my heart. I was contemplating on painting these or spray painting them, but I decided just to give it a little more contrast with color. So we'll have the brown key, and the inside of the laser cut is black and the outside of it is black, and so it will match this black vinyl here. So we'll see how it turns out. But I really liked that, you know, it's going to add a little variation of texture and color and dimension. All right, so let's bring in our transfer tape once more. I'm going to have to cut off a larger piece because this text is quite large, and then we will get this transferred over. Like I said, this is a low to medium tack, so it's not going to pull back that paint. I do not want to use a strong grip transfer tape because it may tarnish the work that I've already done. So let's peel this back. The hot glue gun is seeping out. Okay. And bringing in my scraper tool, and I'm just going to varnish this down on both sides. Okay, let's see how that's stuck down. Perfect. All right, so before I get this placed on our plaque, let me go ahead and open these up and see which key I want to use and play with the key positioning. And then once we finalize that, then I can add the vinyl, because I want it centered within the plaque itself. So let's see here if I can open it. There we go. Alrighty, so we've got these. That one has little pieces that aren't quite cut out yet. Ooh, that's interesting. It's getting black on me. Okay, so that's something to note if you've never used these before. I was not expecting that. All right, so I'm going to take my paper towel with the alcohol on it, and very gently, because this is, you know, a delicate piece of wood cut out, just trying to get that black residue off so it doesn't, so I don't accidentally, you know, get it on the white paint. So we'll see. All right, so we're gonna do the little key, and then key to my heart, and it's giving us about an inch on both sides. Let's try to center the text within the plaque itself as well. All right, just using my finger, probably gonna get my scraper out. I have my transfer tape going completely over the plaque, so I'm not going to be touching any of that paint. I don't want to accidentally scrape the paint, so that is protected by that transfer tape as well. And let's gently peel this back, and you can see how low tack this is just by how it's being removed. I'm going to bring in carrier sheet there, and while this is super hot, let me just add a little bit of glue to the key, and I think we're gonna put it right there. All right, I'm gonna let that dry, and then I will bring in some tweezers and pull the extra hot glue that's kind of spider webbing around. But that is our second craft, Key to My Heart. I really like the variety of this sign with this wooden detail. Okay, so let's go on to craft number 3. While our hot glue gun is seeping, I have these pieces here, and what I want to do first off is take my scissors and cut this off. I'm not sure if this was $1.25 or $3 from the Dollar Tree, but nevertheless, it is from the Dollar Tree. So what I want now is to tape this down. Let's see if this washi tape will work. You know what? Let me get some different tape. All right, so this has a little more tack than washi tape, so I'm going to use this and just tape it down so I'm not seeing it pop up through the top. Okay. And this is a blank that you can absolutely repurpose after Valentine's Day if you wanted to. All right, flipping this over, and I have this metal tin here that has a hole because it had the jute twine on it as well. And I am going to glue this down and then cover the hole up with this little bow. I bought this ribbon from Walmart, and I was contemplating on whether I wanted to add dimension to this with some foam tape, because where it's going to be positioned, you're not going to be able to see the foam tape. Rats. Okay, I want to use the foam tape, so let's see how this is going to work. What we will use is, let's come in with these little squares. And I'm not quite sure on how this is really going to stick to the wood, but let me try it out. If it works, then you will know that you can do this as well. These foam squares here are from Dollar Tree as well. I use them for paper crafts. And let's see how it works with a little metal and wood. And just going to apply them around this entire wreath and along the love text as well. And then we will hot glue our bow down. Maybe I'm a little foam tape happy right now. I'm not sure if it's necessary to have all these, but I'm just really concerned on how this is going to stick to the wood and stay. Now I can add the hot glue to this, but I don't know, maybe I'll have to. We'll see. Let's turn this over and see how it's going to look with that added little dimension. Oh yeah, that looks so much better. Okay, so let's go ahead and add a little glue to our bow. And I'm just adding a little hot glue to the knot itself. And I am going to lift this up and hold it down just for a few seconds to make sure that it is going to adhere, or letting the hot glue cool down rather. Okay. I think this is so cute. All right, so now I need to remove all these little backers. Let's bring in this little plastic container, and I'm just gonna remove the little backers and put them in that plastic so they're all in one place, so it's easier for me to clean up my craft space. And then we'll get this stuck down as well. Well, this is a labor of love, let me tell you, especially because I have so many on here. Who else is going to decorate for Valentine's Day or craft for Valentine's Day? Let me know what you're doing in the comment section down below. I would love to know if y'all are trying to transform Dollar Tree blanks into something a little more special for your home. You know, I'm not much of a Valentine's Day girl, but planning this video out, it was actually quite fun, and I'm glad that we have so many seasons throughout the year. My AC just cut on. Sorry if it's a little bit loud, but I'm so glad that we have so many seasons because, you know, it just gives me something to do for myself, a little bit of quiet time, and I've just been really enjoying this little phase in my life. All right, we're almost done. Right, so they are all removed, it seems. And now I just want to center align this and press that down. I'm going to press it down for a few seconds just to let all of those little adhesive squares really get stuck down to this wood. And if I need to reinforce it with hot glue, I definitely can. But I did put a lot of those squares on there, so I think I'm going to be good. Fingers crossed. And there you have it. It's just a plaque. You could hang it up most definitely, but I wanted to add the bow to cover that hole. So I'm just going to set it up in the corner, in between, you know, the corner of a wall. I think I might do it in the kitchen or on our side table. But yeah, just super simple, but it's something that I created and I really like how it turned out. Alrighty, so we've got one more vinyl craft and the rest are paper crafts. Let me bring in the last craft that we're going to use the hot glue gun with. Alrighty, so we're going to use this paper And I have these little letters. They're from Walmart, the alphabet letters. You could definitely cut this out in vinyl if you wanted, but I had these. I've had these in my craft room for quite a bit, and why not use them? So what I want to do is cover the paint up with this paper. Come in with a pencil. I'm lining this up in the corner there, and then I'm just going to outline this so I know where to trim this down. Just going to cut along that outline. This paper and the next couple pieces of paper I'm going to use are from Spellbinders paper packs. I'll link the titles of them down below. I believe it's from 2 different paper packs. Okay, so this one here is just a white with X's, little pink X's all over, and this reminded me of, you know, the X's and O's, so I thought it would be fitting. So putting this in place, turning it over, and now we are going to use the letters. Seen this all over the place. This is definitely not something that I created, but you don't necessarily have to do love you. You could do anything Valentine's Day related, but the reason I did the love you is because I wanted to have the words interact with each other as sound. Okay, so let's go ahead and glue our L. Doing my best to make sure that that's center aligned with within the frame, and then moving on to the other letters. And I was even thinking, you know, if you had little squares of wood, because I know Dollar Tree sells things like this, you could always just cut vinyl out for the letters. Or if you had something like this and you didn't like the color, for example, this is black. If you didn't want it to be black, you could just turn them over and add vinyl to the back side and create the same thing, just bringing in a little more color. I liked the wood elements with the black because it's all matching, and I could play with paper just to add a little more color. But you definitely have options if you choose to recreate something like this. Alrighty, and just a Dollar Tree blank for $1.25. Just use a little paper and some letters, and there you have it. Love you. Okay, let's move on to a Mod Podge craft so we can let that Mod Podge dry. I'm going to go ahead and turn off my hot glue gun and move this aside. Alright, so what we're going to do is apply some Mod Podge to this, and then stick the paper on there and let it dry, and then come in with my True Control knife and cut it, cut the excess paper off. These are the 2 patterns. I've got this really pretty blue with just a light pattern on there, and then this one here, it is scissors and pins, balls of yarn, and crocheting and knitting, things like that. I love to crochet, cross stitch, embroider, so I thought it would be fitting for this to be in my craft room. And it is basically saying I love all these things because it's going to be in the shape of a heart. And I'm going to bring in my Mod Podge, just got to shake it up for a moment. Haven't used it in a while. Okay, and then I'm going to, let's bring in this littler paintbrush here. Just going to apply a layer to this wood surface real quick, making sure that just covering the entire surface area. I'm going to apply a little bit more. You don't need to apply too much because you don't want it to seep through the paper, because this, depending on the thickness of the paper that you're using. And now I'm just pressing the heart down to the paper to help it adhere, and then we're going to let it dry, and once it's completely dry, I can cut off the excess here. Okay, I'm going to move that aside and repeat that process. for our second heart. When I saw these, I immediately thought of Mod Podge and paper. I'm obsessed with doing this. I love the way that this looks. Okay. And just going to turn my paper over, turn the heart over, and place it along this edge just to try to save paper, the rest of the paper. I'm pressing that down. I'm going to go ahead and, oh, shouldn't have done that. I should have scraped it there. Okay. Scraping off the excess, and let's go ahead and put the lid on. And I'm going to set these aside and let these finish drying. And bring in our last craft here. Okay, so I went back and forth. I have other house blanks from Dollar Tree from Halloween that I was gonna actually use for this. And then I went back to Dollar Tree yesterday and saw this, and I really liked it. So change of plans, but I will tell you what my idea was once I get this weeded out. So this is the matte white vinyl from Decorative, and I just typed out home in a font that I liked. I believe it's called Georgia. I'll link it down below. It is a downloaded font, I believe, from dafont.com. And then I searched hearts, found a heart that I liked to use in lieu of the O. And I incorporated our anniversary date at the bottom, which you'll see here momentarily. But what I was originally thinking was to use two of these houses, and one say home and the other say and together they built a life that they loved, and pair them together. But I really just liked this blank instead of the others, so you know, it went in a different direction. And you know, real quick before I forget, I'm going to bring in another paper towel, and we need to clean this surface real quick before we apply that vinyl, because it is not going to want to stick to a dirty surface. And this is a chalkboard material as well, if you're curious. Gonna let that dry and prep our vinyl to be transferred. Perfect. Woo. All right, and just gonna varnish it down on both sides again. I do have our date down at the bottom, so going to be attentive of that to make sure that gets transferred over. And okay, let's see how that did. I need to apply a little more pressure for the bottom part. It's just not really wanting to stick there. Come on. And I missed the O, so let's see if I can get that placed back down. There we go. Okay. And now aligning this. Okay. Scraping it down. And you can definitely find this design in Cricut Design Space, or you can, you know, recreate it yourself. And I just chose to recreate it because I really liked this font and this heart. So that is why I did it the way that I did it. But you have options. Okay. Our O is a little wompy there. Let's see if I can manipulate it a bit. Get that more, oh, try to get that more aligned. Okay. There we go. And there you have it. That matte vinyl looks so good on top of that chalkboard material. And this is our home, and it was established in 2014. Okay, gonna bring in our hearts again. Okay, coming in with my True Control knife, I recommend a sharp blade because it provides a really clean cut. But what I'm gonna do is just glide my blade along the edge of the wood, turning my work as necessary. And just getting it cut out. Okay, and then we have that one done, and I'm going to bring in a little sanding block to clean up the edges a bit more. And let's go ahead and get the second one cut down. This is such an easy, inexpensive craft that can really just elevate your space. I'm so glad that I tried this because I love it. I absolutely love how it turns out. Okay. There we go. We have our hearts done, and now let me bring in a little sanding block. And okay, so I have this really worn sanding block. It's a 3M sanding block, and I'm just going to take it and soften the edges just to make it look more like it's one piece and not a piece of paper glued to the wood. And I will bring this closer to the lens so you'll be able to see how it's changed. It's creating a white edge along the paper. And to me personally, I just think that it looks more like it was bought like that and not just glued. Just personal preference. Okay? Wipe off that residue. Okay. And there you have it. You can see better on the blue. Just a little white right there. And they will just be propped up like this, you know. Oh, and I guess you could hang them actually. Just, you know, put a nail in the wall and just hang it there. But they'll just be prepped, you know, setting on the sides as so, and that's it. Super cute and easy, and this is my favorite. Absolutely love this. Alright, this is it guys, $7 tree blanks that I transformed. I hope that this was inspirational to you. If it was, please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps my channel, and I would love it if you subscribed. What is your favorite craft from this video? If you have a favorite, please link it down below. I really want to know, because what is really pulling at my heartstrings is this simple craft here. And I really like it that I decided not to hang it. It'll just be propped up. Love the dimension that the pop dots provided. And the only thing from this entire set that's not from Dollar Tree is this ribbon and this paper. But the paper was on sale, and obviously you can get ribbon anywhere. And like I said, this is from Walmart. So super easy and inexpensive, but still cute. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.